Okay, let me ask you something. Could you sell swimsuits to Alaskans? I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, right? Swimsuits in Alaska. You know, the place with all the ice?
Well, believe it or not, it actually happened. Back in 2012, this company, Cape 7, they did exactly that. See, they didn't look at Amazon as some big, bad competitor. Nope. They saw it as a super clever sales channel. And get this, they ended up creating a brand new market for Alaska-themed swimsuits in Alaska. If that doesn't show you the sheer power of this platform to just, well, erase geography, I don't know what will. So if you've ever been curious about what it really takes to sell on this massive marketplace, then you are definitely in the right place. We're going to break it all down and map out what a seller's journey really looks like, step by step.
All right, so your very first move. It's a big one, a huge strategic choice you've got to make right from the jump. And you can think of it like this. Are you going to build your very own castle, or are you going to open up a shop in the biggest, busiest shopping mall on the planet? Each path has its own set of rules and rewards for sure. And this is the crucial part to understand. Building your own website, that's your castle. You're the king, you control everything. The branding, the customer experience, you get all the data. It's all yours. But Amazon, that's the mall. And it's already packed to the rafters with millions of shoppers just waiting to buy stuff. So that's the real choice, isn't it? Total, absolute control, or instant access to a massive river of customers.
And when I say a massive river of traffic, you might not realize just how massive we're talking. Just look at this number, 43%. That's right, a mind-blowing 43% of all online sales in the US happen on Amazon. Think about that. That is almost half of every single dollar spent online. You can't ignore that. Okay, so let's say you've decided, I'm in. I'm opening a shop in the mall. Great. Now we get to the nuts and bolts of it all, the setup. Let's think of this next part as your launch pad, gathering all the tools you need for the journey.
You know, the great thing about just getting started is how surprisingly simple it is. People tend to overcomplicate this part. But really, you just need 5 basic things to get your account going. A business name, an address, a credit card, a phone number, and your tax info. Seriously, that's the whole list.
And that's exactly what experts like James Thompson say. Just get started. Don't overthink it. Once you have those basics locked in, things really start to roll. But hang on a second. Don't go rushing off just yet.
Because right at the beginning, there are a couple of decisions that seem kind of small, but they are absolutely critical. For example, how are you going to handle returns? And a big one, if you use FBA, that's Fulfillment by Amazon, are you going to keep your inventory separate, or are you going to let it get mixed in or commingled with stuff from other sellers? I'm telling you, these choices can have huge consequences later on.
Okay, so you're all set up, your virtual shop door is open for business. Now what? How do you actually get people to buy? Well, now we're getting to the absolute heart of the Amazon game. This is the central quest, the thing you have to focus on to get seen and, more importantly, to get that sale. Let me just throw one number at you, 82%. Just remember that number, because 82% is basically the key to the whole kingdom. It's the reason why this next part is maybe the most important thing we'll talk about.
So what's that 82%? That is the percentage of all sales that go through something called the buy box. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that golden button on a product page that says Add to Cart. An absolutely staggering number of people just click that button without a second thought. And that, right there, is why every single seller is fighting for one thing, to win that buy box. So how do you win it? How does Amazon's algorithm decide who gets that prime piece of real estate? Well, it's not a total mystery. The formula is actually pretty straightforward. Number 1, use Fulfillment by Amazon, or FBA. That gives you a huge leg up. Number 2, your price has to be competitive, and that includes shipping. And number 3, you have to promise super fast delivery. FBA, price, and speed. That's the trifecta.
Brian Bowman, who founded Amazon Profit Pros, put it perfectly. He said he's still amazed by the river of money Amazon has created. But here's the thing about that river. You can't just dip your bucket in anywhere you want. To even get close to the water, customers have to find you. And on Amazon, winning the buy box is how they find you.
Okay, we've covered getting started and making those first sales. That's the fun part. But now we've got to talk about survival. We're going to shift gears and look at the hidden traps, the perils that can sink even veteran sellers. Let's make sure you know how to navigate around them.
All right, trap number 1. This is a big one, a classic mistake. So many sellers just assume that Amazon is handling their sales tax for them. They think it's all automated. Let me be absolutely crystal clear about this. Amazon does not file sales tax on your behalf. That responsibility, it is 100% on you. Don't fall into this trap.
Trap number 2 is a really sneaky one, using the default commingled inventory setting in FBA. What this does is it lets Amazon mix your products in with the same products from other sellers. Now, imagine you sent in a perfect, genuine product, but another seller sent in a cheap fake. The warehouse worker just grabs the nearest one, a customer gets the fake, but because you were the seller who won the buy box, the bad review and the complaint, they come to you. That can get your account shut down in a heartbeat.
And that brings us to trap number 3. And honestly, this might be the biggest one of all. It's the obsession with revenue. Too many sellers get caught up in how much money is coming in, that big top-line number, and they completely lose sight of their net profit. Look, success isn't about selling a ton of stuff. Real success is knowing down to the penny how much you actually make on every single sale, and then having the guts to stop selling the things that are losing you money. It's all about profit, not just revenue. Profit is what pays the bills.
Okay, as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Because in the world of e-commerce, the journey, it never really ends.
The market is always changing. What's a bestseller today could be collecting dust on a virtual shelf in 6 months. The catalog of products that's making you money right now, there is zero guarantee that it will still be profitable next year or even next season.
So, you always have to be thinking ahead. You always have to be asking yourself, what's my next move?